Shit, video. Hold on. Volume here. There we go. What's up, guys? I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, so it's cracking. I haven't talked to you guys in quite a while. How is everybody? What's on smoker? We're about to do some fajitas, beef fajitas. What's up, Andrew? Rogers Lawn Care. What is up, bro? Let me turn you guys this way just a little bit. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go. Let me get the grill fired up real quick. I'll be right back. I think I got some charcoal down already. That guy's empty. That guy. Yeah, some charcoal briskets down there for kids. Where is the thing? This open grill. Children got killing me. Well, we're going to get our fire started in there. These little fire starter guys are here pretty good, actually. Yeah. Probably easier to just put this in there first. Then light that bitch up. Oops. Woosah. Okay. Magic tricks aren't that great. I need to wash my hands. I'll be right back. Let's see here. Hold on. God damn it, phone. God damn it. Stop it, phone. This phone has got all these damn tabs on it. Both sides. I can't hold it anywhere without it. I'm crazy. What's up, Brant? Maybe I can do it down on this end. Hold on. Shit. Ah, fucking piece of shit. Headphones. I don't know. I'm doing okay, man. We are doing all right. Bring it down here. All right, I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. I'll be right back. All right. So tonight we are drinking something I haven't had before, and Michelob Ultra is one of my favorites. And we're drinking Pure Gold, which is really good, by the way. So we are lagging really bad. Maybe I can get on Wi-Fi. Hold on a sec. Hold on, Jack. That might help a little bit. Got any Coronas to drink? Pun intended. No, I don't even like Coronas, Rogers. I don't think the beer tastes good at all. So we're gonna do some fajitas. Okay. So we are really lagging right now, and I don't know why. Can you guys hear me? Okay. What's up, Tom? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay, because I'm outside and I haven't done a live video in quite some time, actually. Okay, sweet. All right, so it's been a long time since we've been on live. In fact, the last live was when talked about Danielle's passing, which was the day afterwards. Yesterday was her birthday, by the way. She would have been 32. And our 2-year wedding anniversary was also the 3rd of this month of March. But anyways, so we've been steady work, uh, blowing up. Um, we purchased a new mower. I haven't really had a chance to shoot video on anything. I really haven't wanted to shoot video either. It's been kind of just working and going through the motions of everything, and having my kids, and then be at my mom's house for a little while, and then have the kids, and it. Anyway, so but we're staying really busy. We picked up a lot of more new customers. A lot of more new customers. I don't make damn sense. We picked up more customers, and a lot of them. There it gets better. And on top of the huge, schedule we already have. How you doing, Donovan? I've been doing okay. Been hanging in there. And so we sold the Walker T23 back to the dealer that we bought it from. I gave him a stupid deal. Stupid deal. 7,000. Can you believe that? The mower had 32 hours on it. Did I get a new dog? Nope, same dog. It's a Dory dog. People ask, what kind of dog you got? Instead of saying, well, she's a mutt, right? Mixed breed, this and that, whatever. We just end the conversation. Oh, I got a Dory breed. You got a what? A Dory breed. What's a Dory breed? That's the type of dog I have. It's a Dory. Anyways. It smells so good over there. We're gonna do beef fajitas tonight. So, what was I talking about? So we have a lot of customers, and we picked up a lot more commercials. We picked up one commercial company that has 3 different properties all over the place. Thank you, Rogers. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know because I haven't been posting a lot. I mean, I posted the day we were getting close, or a couple days before we were getting close. I posted the day after, and then I posted the funeral. In fact, the funeral may be the last video on here. No, I think there's one more video. Maybe the funeral one. I don't know. Anyways, it's a good funeral. I talk at the funeral. I buried Danielle with the shovel. shoveled all of the dirt into the grave where she's at, and that was the last physical thing I could do for her. So I wanted to make sure that I did that. And my three brothers, which I have, all of us being together. Thank you, Andrew. Has been probably 30 plus years. My brother Richie lives in Oklahoma. I haven't seen him in 20 years. And my brother Kenny lives in Commerce, Colorado. I haven't seen him in 10 years or more. And then my brother Robbie, I haven't seen him, 6, 7, 8 years. He lives in Pleasanton, South San Antonio. So we all came together. It's just 4 of us boys. The mom was here too. So we had a picture taken. The 5 of us was the first time in 30 plus years, maybe 35 years, that we all had a picture taken. So that was actually pretty cool. Anyway, so it's been pretty hard. Yesterday was tough because it was her birthday. I miss her a lot. She was fantastic. The best wife you could ever ask for. She had more patience than she knew what to do with. I don't know where she got the patience from. I have no clue. She never got upset at anything. And she was so calm on everything. And she was so outgoing, soft-spoken, sweet. The best friend I've ever had, the best wife I've ever had, and the best mama I've ever seen. Thank you, Romero. She's just phenomenal, man. And the whole time that she had cancer, that whole year, she never complained one time. Not once did she complain, why do I have cancer? I got cancer, this, that. Nothing, man. She didn't complain. She didn't complain one time. And when it was like the last couple of weeks or so, the only thing she said about all that is I was sitting there in the hospital room with her next to her. And she started crying. She says, Kevin, I'm so scared. I don't know what's going to happen. And all I could do was hug her. And, there's not much you can say, but I said, babe, everything's going to be fine. I'm going to be right here next to you, and, and I love you, and I'm going to be right here no matter what happens. And I was. I know it was a hard time, but I'm just seeing you close, man. I'm back. Thank you, Rogers. I appreciate that. I definitely want to get back, to doing that because there's a lot going on. I enjoy, and I repeat, I enjoy communicating with everyone out there. You're going to have some guys, have YouTubes. Oh, man, I enjoy the comments. Oh, man, I love you guys, man. Call me, text me. Fucking bullshit. So I really enjoy engaging in live videos. Has been a lot of fun because, even though I can't hear y'all's voices, I'm able to read what you guys, as long as I keep up with all the damn posts, I can, reply back. You can barely hear me. Well, then turn your hearing aid on, Johnny. I know I'm mumbling a little bit. I'm sorry. Might have a volume on here. I don't know if that helps or not. But anyways, I am kind of mumbling a little bit. So we got a new mower. Oh, wait, let's go back to the walker. So we sold the T23. Hold on. We sold the T23 back to the dealer that sold it to us because good walker. I like the Walker brand. I think they're great mowers, and I'm not bullshitting here. I think they're great mowers, but I really think they are a turf-specific type of mower. They can handle a lot of your regular everyday lawns, but when it comes to rigorous type of terrain and rough and uneven and ditches and this and all that other kind of shit, soggy ground, walkers are not the thing to have. And I'm not dissing Walker by any means. I know I had done that, a while back, but I was a jackass for that. I had other things going on, but anyway, so no, I think Walker's a great brand. And so we still have the B23 with the 48-inch deck and a 36-inch deck. That is still up for sale. It's at a Walker dealer right now up the road, about 30 minutes for sale. I don't even know what they have it for sale for, but I think there's like 50 hours on it. Not much. It's got 23 horse Kohler. But anyway, so we have that up for sale. We finally finished restoring our Army trailer. We still need to build a new ramp. We still need to do some tack welding here and there, do a couple of other things, install some more racks on it, some other welding brackets to do some other things. We need to install a workbench on it. We installed a toolbox on it. We need to install some other metal brackets to hang stuff properly on. We need to install new bearings, pack the bearings and races in them. And then I'd like to get new hangers and leaf springs. heavier duty hangers leaf springs. The hangers on there are they're a little bent, so we hammered them back with a heavy sledgehammer. That did a pretty good job, but um, I want to go heavier leaf springs. The axles I think are fine, but probably go heavier. Anyways, um, so we're going to be adding a fuel cell to the truck. So some modifications to the truck you guys don't know yet. The payload on that 2017 model Ram, half ton with the Hemi, is like 1580, so 1,580 pounds. That's hardly anything. I can put my mother-in-law on that damn thing and it'll sink. Um, my first marriage mother-in-law, by the way. The other two were actually pretty nice ladies. Oh, that's smooth. Mm. So, anyways, so what we did is because now we got that bigger trailer. That's a 16 foot, 6.5 wide, double axle, 4 foot sidewalls. I mean, this thing can hold like 7,000 pounds. So I needed to just the trailer alone with one mower on it makes the rear end dip just a little bit, and that puts a lot of strain on the brakes. You don't have as good control in the steering because now the weight's not up there like it should be. It's not even, whatever. So we installed an airbag system. We went to All Out Off Road in Tomball. They installed an airbag system. So now my payload is 5,000 pounds. So now I can carry, about as much as a 1 ton truck can carry payload wise. And depending which 1 ton you get, the four wheels, no, the single wheels, I think you're closer to that 5,000 mark. Definitely more than what a 3/4 ton can carry on a payload. So it has the airbag system on it. It has the onboard air compressor with automatic leveling or automatic maintain at whatever PSI you have. It goes up to 100 PSI, minimum down to 5, with a wireless digital remote with 2 preset settings that you can do whatever you want, like all the way out, which is level, and then all the way up to 100 PSI. Anyway, so it didn't affect the current suspension on it at all. It's still the same, still got the 8-inch lift kit on. So, well, it's 6-inch lift kit plus, I went from 33s to 35, so that was like 2 more inches, so that's 8 inches total that we've gone higher on the truck. Plus now we have roll bars in the bed of the truck. So they go up behind the cab, come down, and then behind the cab they come down 45 fucking bug, 45 degrees. We got KC lights mounted on the top. It's pretty badass shit. Now we're looking at getting an engine oil and transmission oil cooler for the truck. We're going to look at going mechanically into the transmission and see if we can put a shift kit in it or something that has to do with towing. And then we'll see what we can do horsepower wise with the engine. The stock comes 395 horse, but if I can push to 450 or 500, I'd like to get 500 horse. That'd be great. And then see what we can do with the rear end. Can we exchange the rear end out? Are there different transmissions for that 5.7 Hemi? Now remember, these newer trucks don't have all these swap variations like you had in the 80s. Like a 350, engine, you could swap out turbo 350 or turbo 400 trans. You know what I'm saying? I think the difference between a 400 block or a 400 engine and a 350 engine, I think, were the heads and the crank. I think that was it, but I don't really know. So with these newer things, you're a little limited on what you can do. I looked at a tuner for about $500, a digital tuner, which you can change from sport mode, economy mode, and towing mode. But someone told me that you have to be careful because those can really wear on your vehicle. I'm thinking the constant switching might, but if the trailer's always hooked to it. So if I left it in tow mode, that'll give me more horsepower as far as more fuel, more air, or better, proper air and fuel mixture along with RPMs, which is the three main things. So we're looking at we're fucking bugs. We're exploring different options on what we can do to increase torque and horsepower. Most of it's probably going to be mechanical because that's the best thing. We can go into the ignition, we can go into spark plugs, spark plug wires, ignition coils, or actually not ignition coils anymore. It's electronic stuff now, whatever it's called. Just different things, and that's what we're going to do because I want more horsepower. And people tell me, well, why don't you just get a 3/4 ton truck? I don't fucking want a 3/4 ton truck because now I can payload as much as almost a 1 ton, so I don't need a 3/4 ton truck. And I bought this truck brand new in 2017. It was my very first brand new car. I bought all my own, no cosigner, nobody else, not a single dollar was given to me. It's all my hard-earned money, made down payment and everything. I'm not getting rid of this truck. We will, we'll put money into it if we have to make this bitch a fucking power wagon. I don't care. Anyway, so I'd like to put a CB radio in there. That'd be pretty dope. And some other things, that we're, winch and some other stuff we're going to be doing to it. But anyways, so we got that. We still got the small trailer. We still got the small one. I hired a couple of veterans, and then I fired a couple of veterans. One of them I hired. He quit slash got fired the very first day. I hired him a few days later. I had to let him go, the end of that day. And then I hired a Navy guy, and then he worked one morning. Well, actually, it was a couple of hours because then it started raining. And then the next day, we were supposed to work, and there's an excuse why he couldn't go and work, so he didn't work. And the next day, he said, "Are we working tomorrow?" And I just said no, even though we were. I said no. So people don't want to work. People like to tell people they have a job. People want to have money, but people don't want to fucking work, man. And that's not everybody. I'm just saying, the grown ass men that I have hired over the last 4 years do not fucking want to work, or they do, but it's too hard to work. I'll pick my nose for a second. They do, but it's too hard of work. The 17-year-old Caden and 17-year-old Nick back in 2017 were the best two workers I've ever had. They had no obligations. They had no excuses. They couldn't wait to get out of the fucking house to go work, you know. And anyway, so starting in let's see here. What are we doing? Fire's almost ready to put down. All right, so we have that. Okay, so the new mower we have now. We do have a Ferris 36 standoff, my favorite mower of all time. And then we also purchased the Z3 72-inch mower. Now, here's the cool thing. What is in the mug thing you're smoking or grill? Oh, Andrew, that's charcoals. What's good thing about that? Danielle bought that for me. You put the charcoals in there, and then you light it, and that gets it real hot. And then once they're all kind of grayish color, then you go and dump it. That way, all the coals are burning. Where if you put it out, on your grill and you're trying to do it that way, sometimes you're missing stuff. It gets heat a little, it gets them hotter a little sooner, and things like that. Got news on mine. That's good. Roger's charcoal starter. Yep, we know you're being honest about Walker Brand. As of 25th, I became engaged, and when wedding happens, you're more than welcome to come. Johnny Riddle. Holy moly, we didn't even know you had a girlfriend. Well, congratulations, my man. That is an exciting time. I'm definitely happy for you, dude. Um, I wish I could go. That'd be awesome, but definitely I want to see pictures. I mean, for sure, man. The beer gonna looks good. The beer. Oh yeah, beer. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Romero. Hope you're staying busy, brother. Um, you have a long and happy marriage. Absolutely. You have toilet paper? Looking for some. Hey, off the grid? No, I use socks, and I'm actually running kind of low now. Put a Nitro's kit in it and send it. Hey, man, like the 72 you just got. What's up, Jay Z? Jay's Crazy Cuts. Okay, so back to my 72. Yes, we bought a Z372. When we were out at Lansdowne Moody the other day, I posted some pictures on the community tab in the YouTube channel and on Instagram. So check this out. I am the only person, and Ferris Rep has verified this, and so is my Lansdowne Moody Rep. I am the only person in the Houston market, the Houston market, and I don't know if it's this region or just the Houston market, but for sure Houston market, that has a Z3 72-inch stand-on mower. That's a big motherfucker, dude. That's 6 feet of cutting deck. That's like rolling. That's like log rolling somebody across your freaking lawn. Hold on. Okay. So, anyways, so that thing you can mow on flat surface and not having to navigate around things at 4 miles an hour. Now the machine goes up to 12, but at 4 miles an hour. Hold on, let this dog inside. Get inside. Watch, she's gonna whine when we come back out here and make like a damn woman. Can't make up her mind. So at 4 miles an hour, you can mow an acre in 15 minutes. That's pretty quick. That's pretty good. If you're having to navigate around things, and there's a little bit of inclines, declines, those kinds of things, speed variations, that's all gonna, determine, how many acres you can mow in an hour, or in an hour. But that thing goes 12 miles an hour. That bitch is fast. And the thing is huge, dude. It's so wide, man. It's just enormous. And you know what's so fucking crazy? I use that son of a gun on these regular properties like my lawn. I use it on the almost every house we go to. Caden grabs a 36-inch trimmer and it goes to the back. That backyard's done in like, 10, 15 minutes. And then in the front, I pull out the big mower, do the front and the trimmer edge it, and then we go. So within about 15, 20 minutes, we're done with the property and we're gone on to the next one, right? So I use that thing, all the time on everything. Big properties, small properties, you know, 6,000 square foot property. It doesn't matter. If the only thing you have to be careful for is a lot of hills, and if there's areas where you're here and then your little ditch got a little bit of belly right there, you got to be careful because that deck will cut right into that ground. So you got to really be careful. My 5 acres has a big one, would probably be about an hour or so to mow. If it's 15, yeah, probably a little more than an hour. Yeah. Now remember, the faster you go, the less quality cut you have, and things like that. But still, man, with the 36. So when we would mow Chuck's property, it's an acre. It would take me 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes just to mow the thing. About 30, about 45 minutes, another 15 to trim everything and then blow it off. So with this thing, I was done in like 20 minutes. Dude, because a lot of stuff navigate around. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. We were out of there done in 45 minutes. I was like, that's pretty cool. So we saved 30 minutes. And anyway, so I wanted that machine because we picked up more commercial properties and I want to get more wide open spaces. But you can use them on the front lawn on a lot of these places that don't have a lot of dips and hills and ditches and shit like that. You can wipe out a front 3 passes and you're fucking done, dude. You know, so and then you hit the trimmer and edger, blow and go, or do that first and mow, whatever it is your deal is, and that's it. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Used to when it was a 36, someone would trim an edge, which would be Caden, and then I'd be on the mower. That would take a lot longer, but I would move a little quicker than he would, and I still do, because he's still getting used to everything. By the way, he got his driver's permit ID. So he is able to legally drive as long as someone has a driver's license. So as soon as I get my driver's license, he can legally drive my truck. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, so I threw that in there. I have a valid driver's license. I was just saying. Anyway, so I like for him to be my crew leader, but we don't have anybody. So if I can get him some experience on the truck and trailer, the rest of this year, you know, I may put him on and off next year with me as the TC, which is called Tank Commander, which in the Army it's Tank Commander is what TC stands for. But that'd be, navigator, be someone, in the passenger seat, making sure he's doing all right. And then because I totally trust him with all of my stuff, everything. I trust him in my house. When I was at the hospital with Danielle, I trust him to come to my house, come inside, take care of Dory, hang out for a few minutes, and do whatever I asked him to do, leave the lights on, feed her water or whatever, and leave. I've yet to find anybody else I can trust like that. So hold on a second. Yeah. I don't know where my little thing is. It's to get somewhere if I don't run over it out in the yard. Oh, I see one. Nope, that's a piece of wood. I sure as heck, they were hanging right here. One was even up here. Here's some rods. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Oh, let's go close this. Once that heats up, once that grill heats up, we'll clean it off. Our little brush thing, the little metal iron things that you use to lift the grill up with. Anyway, Sue, my mom just texted me. See what she says. Oh, it's a video. Okay, we'll have to catch it later. There we go. All right. Never too big to finish faster. That's right. What up, Kev? What's up, Thomas? Not too shabby. Man, it's drizzling. Really? So tomorrow we got five regular residential properties to do. Then we got this other commercial company to do three properties. One over here by my house, one off of Beltway 8, and one off of somewhere else. I don't remember. It'll be the first time we go to those. So, damn, man. So hopefully, I don't think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. But then again, I didn't look either. Anyways, what else? What else? Things. Oh, so we're getting away from. We bought a new backpack blower. We bought the. I needed another backpack blower. I sold the Husky 150 BT, which I've had for 4 years, to Caden for $100, and or 100, yeah, $100 I think it was. And then we went and bought the Echo. I'm not an Echo fan. Everything's too plastic, right? Bought an Echo PB8010. That thing was pretty good, but dude, it was a pain in the ass to start every single time. I fucking hated that thing. I'm not saying they're all like that, but I hated the one I had. And it was light, but it was uncomfortable. You know, they got the things on the shoulders way out. You know, it's not comfortable at all. You know, I was in the infantry for 3 years, and I can tell you exactly how to build a proper, shoulder harness where it will not hurt your chest or back, no matter how long you wear it. But hey, they didn't ask me, so I'm not going to give that information out. But anyway, so took it back to the dealer. He said, "Yeah, man, if you want to switch it out for something else." So he was real nice. We spent a lot of money there. That was at Bland's Lawn Equipment on Spring Cypress. Owners Tom and other partner Danny. And so we switched it out for. Originally went in for the steel 800, with the pull start thing on the side, and they didn't have any. So the BR 800. And so he had ordered some, but I went with the 8010. The 8010 was such junk. I took it back. So we got the BR 800. And he said, hey, give this a shot. That's still a pain in the ass to start. I'm like, you're sitting here going, pulling the side, because you got it on right, and you pull it here, you pull it out, look like a fucking retard, trying to wind up your jetpack, and you're gonna go off to the moon or something. But you're sitting there doing it, 4 or 5 times, like, dude, come on, And I called him and said, dude, this was after a couple of days. Look, this is a headache, dude. I'd rather just have one. You set on the ground, pull it a couple times, and you go. But I'm gonna keep the BR 800 because it's actually pretty cool. It's light, very comfortable. Now we unbolted the kidney strap. That's what goes around your waist. It's a kidney strap, and we took that off. So it's just a shoulder on there. So it's a flat, clean back on it, which is a lot better, more comfortable. It's very light, but it has like no fucking power, dude. And I'm like, dude, this thing sucks, man. It's got a little bit of power, but it's coming off of the 8010, you're like, this is a huge difference. And then I also have the the 580 BTS from Husky, which is it's 906 CFM, so it's pretty good. That actually has a little more power than the BR 800. So I'm like, okay, you got to spend almost $700. Your ass better be pushing fucking 1,050 or 1,100 CFM. I mean, why not? Who gives a shit about the pull start, right? That like costs you hardly anything to add. We're gonna wait till that fire goes down. We'll throw our fajitas on there. And so, but it's comfortable. It's a pain in the ass to start. I've had to start on the ground a couple times. But we also had 3 trimmers that were steel. We bought all 3 last year. We bought the FS94R. They're good, but now I'm getting away from them. They're a pain in the ass. They last about a full season, barely a full season. Then, they start getting clogged up, spark arresters and this and that. And they just get all gummed up. Now, a lot of that is because it's on the vehicle and you're driving. So it gets a lot of gumped up in there. I totally get that. If it was enclosed trailer, they'd last a little longer, probably season and a half or 2 seasons. Because that dust and mud and rain, is a big deal. But and exposed to the elements, so then it creates rust in different areas and corrosion. Anyways, and so we're gonna sell all of them. 2 of them we turned into Bland's Lawn Equipment to have a spark arresters without on them. We couldn't even get them started, and we did. We couldn't keep them running. So we're gonna get those back probably later this week or next week. And then we have the FS94R. That's a PAS. We're gonna sell all 3 of those. We don't want them no more. I picked up a Husky 535L, I think it was, at Lowe's, and that's their commercial one. And I like that thing. It doesn't have as much torque as the FS94R, but it's lighter. You know, and Husky's always been my favorite brand, anyways, when it comes to trimmers. They're lighter. The trigger is real light. The handles are pretty ergonomic. I just wish they had a little texture to them. There's no texture to them. I wish that texture, you know, would be a little better. Maybe a slight coating of rubber or something. That would be great. And let's see here. But they're easy to start, dude. They Huskies are the easiest fucking trimmers to start in the industry. You know, you got the little taps. You pull up. You know, 1, 2 cranks. Go, you turn it off, choke off. Guaranteed your next fucking pull that bitch will start. And when my first Huskies I had were the 322L from Lowe's. Now it's replaced with 329, I believe. And I love those things, man. You know, I mean, 329 is a little too light, but the 535L is good, or the 539, whatever it is, anyways. And I want to buy another one, and then we're going to go a step up to the most, not the most heavy duty one, but the step down from that for the PAS system. And then we're going to get everything: the edger, the trimmer, the hedge trimmer, or the edger, the hedge trimmer, the pole pruner. I think those are the only three things really. I even have an Echo, I don't remember what it is, handheld hedge trimmer. That thing fucking sucks too. I just so you know I gotta drop it in the blend, see what's wrong with it, and then put it up for sale and buy a Husky. You know, just shit does not fucking work anymore, man. And these companies put all this money into their advertising. They get cheaper on their product, but they charge you more money. You know, and it's just like you guys are stupid. Anyways, um, so today we did there was some rain, so we couldn't mow, but we did a landscape job. Pretty big landscape job. It was 850 and we were there 4 hours. And I projected 3 hours, it was a little longer than that, but we did stump grinding. I'll put a picture up later in the community tab on YouTube and Instagram. We did stump grinding, tree trimming, clean out the flower beds, trim the bushes, um, and reset all the stones. Anytime you do a flower bed restoration, I'm telling you, pull out all the border stones, every single fucking border stone, and re-smooth out that entire border where those rocks were standing. If you need to add more soil, do that. Generally, you do because the ground sinks a little bit. That'll get them up off the ground, and then don't put the same ones in the same spot, you know, because of those indentions. But if you create a different ground for them to be on, it's not going to matter. Then you reset your stones, then you throw your mulch down, or you can put your mulch down, throw your stones down, whatever you want to do, and then you could, you know, pull in the mulch down up to the edge and stuff, and that looks really good. Anyway, so we did that today, and then so the trailer's loaded. We need to go and dump it tomorrow, and the small trailer's loaded too. We need to dump that as well. But anyway, so that's that. We're going to let's see here. What else we're going to do? We're almost done doing our taxes. We got to go. We made money on YouTube last year, so I need to go. I need to make an appointment to go and drop that off. It's the only thing. We did all our taxes a month and a half, almost 2 months ago. And then all my tax guy was waiting on was for me to drop off that Google tax return deal, and that's it. But I think the IRS has extended 3 months on the tax return. I don't know. Hold on, I think we're gonna have to get ready to put our meat on. Yeah. Ooh, shit, that smells good. Man. All right, so let's go inside. You guys can come with me. You're cooking burgers, man. That sounds good. Let's see here. Let's catch up with some of these guys. Real men wear pink. You got it right. It's Magellan, buddy. What's up, George? Good to see you. Feels like work has not stopped grass mowing. What are your thoughts? It feels like work has not stopped for grass mowing. Oh, dude, in here in Texas, it's not stopped, buddy. The more properties you have, the busier you're going to be. You're welcome, Andrew. I could have had a carb adjustment, but it was so hard to start. Possibly, what is it? You get higher steel trimmers. I don't want to hire a steel trimmer. They're overpriced anyways. Why do that? Man, you need to try the Husky 525s. Super lightweight and plenty of power. Well, I was going to try the 525s, but they're not commercial, so I didn't. That's why I went to the 535. I hear fajitas, man. You're living the good life. Chicken fajitas with cheese. We're going to have beef fajitas. You brought one because I got one. That's right, buddy. You want a combination unit? Yes, and that's a sales gimmick. Tax day was pushed back 90 days. Yep, 3 months. All right, let's go inside. Let me disconnect my battery. Battery. It's gonna be dark because I gotta turn some lights on. For which project or some shit. Okay. All right. So, oh, wrong light. Let me turn this light. Hold on. Here we go. Ah, we got some fajitas, motherfucker. So we got beef fajitas right here. And dude, we are so busy with work. It is insane. So I was thinking about joining this BNI group. It's in the Woodlands. They've offered me this twice. 2 years ago, and then here recently. Um, and I said, man, sounds great. So you pay $1,000 for 2 years to be in this program, and then it's $50 a month, or $50 a month, and you meet every Friday at this restaurant. It's 7:30 to 9 o'clock. You do a lot of networking, only with other people who are in your group. You pass leads across the table, right? And then you grow your network, stuff like that. Okay. So I started thinking, we make a ton of money, ton of money. I started this business 4 years ago from fucking nothing, nothing, no advertisement. I still don't advertise, nothing. And I make a lot of money, a lot of money. And I don't know if I need the BNI group. You're mandatory to attend every Friday. If you miss 2 in a year, then you're out of the program or something like that. If you can't make it, someone else has got to be in your place to represent you. We did an online video conference last Friday. It was pretty cool. I listened to some of the people. They got some pretty legit companies been around. Some of the people been in the group 20, 25 years, 50 years. I get it. But I'm talking to the same faces every week. What's the fucking point? So, I get it. I think I'm gonna not do it because I don't think I really need it. Because I don't advertise, dude. Every day I get phone calls. It's either text message, phone call, email, direct message, you name it. I get it every day for the last 2 years. New customers, and we have a 95% retention rate. We just need more employees so we can grow. My brother's a multimillionaire. Him and his wife in Oklahoma. He says, Kevin, when are you gonna stop filling up the wheelbarrow yourself? Thought about that for a second. So what do you mean? Dude, you're not making any money. You're making money. Don't work for a wage. Work to make money, to make a living. I was like, what are you talking about? So we talked for like an hour, hour and a half. Totally blew my mind. It says when you can sit on the couch and make a lot of money and not do anything, then you're talking. Then you're doing it. So, anyway, anyways, I need to wash my hands. So that's very interesting. So we were talking about estimating jobs, and that's kind of how this all started. He says, when you estimate a job, you need to drop in what your company's going to make too. I go, what are you talking about? Okay, guys, you need to listen to what I'm about to tell you. Okay, this is going to make a difference. So when you're out there working, you solo guys, don't work to make a wage. Work to make a living and work to make good money. Okay? So here, listen to me. When you give an estimate, yard mowing is different, but when you're doing like landscaping, when you're doing, tree work, when you're doing anything else other than mowing that involves a lot of things going on, a lot of materials and, dump fees and things like that, add up all your costs. If you have 2 employees, let's just say it's going to take 6 hours to do. So you got all your cost and materials. You got your employees, their payroll for 6 hours. You got 2 employees. You add that in there. You got what you want to make an hour because you're an employee. You got that in there at 6 hours, right? And then anything if you have to dump stuff or haul stuff off for gas, fuel, all that stuff, that goes in there too. Okay. Then, you add I think you said you add your taxes in there. Yeah, add your taxes in there. And then, or maybe it's afterwards. I don't remember. Anyways. And then I think it's afterwards. Yeah, do tax after what I'm about to tell you. Once you have all that, he says, then add 30%. I go, add 30%. Why? He goes, because your company has to make money. And I did the Tim the Toolman Taylor, and I go, oh. And he said, because your company has to make money. You are an employee, you get paid, but your company has to make money. Your trucks, your insurance, your this, your fucking that, your equipment, your tools. I'm like, no shit, right? He goes, then you're making money, and If they need to come down off the price a little bit, if they kind of like, well, I don't know, it's a little high, you can drop down to 20%. He says, but you really don't want to do it less than 20% unless you're desperate for the money. He says, but if you do that, you'll start making more money. So then you take that money and you put it to the side. Repairs on the truck, repairs on the equipment, this and that. And the money that you made as an hourly employee or day employee, you still get. I'm like, no shit. I had no idea. So that was a good bit of information to me. And what's up, Pee Wee? And so I thought that was really interesting. So when you guys are out there placing a bid on big stuff, think about that when you write everything down. When you're out there working every day and you're sweating your ass off, and at the end of the day, you're like, man, yeah, I made a few $100s today. I made 500, 600, 800, whatever. Think about how can you make that while you're at home and someone else is doing it if you want to grow. So think 5, 10, 15 years down the road, right? Because I'm going to be doing this for a while because I want to be 20, 30 years into it, be making several six figures, have several veterans, several trucks working for me, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, and so think about how can you grow, and how can you stop filling up the wheelbarrow, because that's the only way you're going to make money. It's the only way you're going to do it without, killing yourself, working all the damn time, So I just thought that was very interesting, and I want to share that with you because you guys work, just as hard as I do, and you want more to show for it than just paying your bills, right? If not, if you're in it just to pay your bills, you can find a girlfriend that will pay your bills. So, oh, sweet, there's a lot more beef fajitas here than I thought. Oh, shit. Oh, man, it smells good. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, my fucking freak. Okay. All right, hold on, guys. You gotta get this outside. Because you guys work too hard to just make a paycheck. You work too hard for wages. So if you want to lighten the load, if you want to make more money, start thinking like that. Start thinking how, if I can find somebody to do what I'm doing, like Johnny, you do a lot of those properties out there, Johnny Rhythm, Mr. I'm about to get married kind of guy. You do a lot of those big properties out there because that's kind of state that you're in, and countryside, all that shitload of fucking contribute. And you charge hourly. Man, I wouldn't charge hourly. I would charge by the project because people are weird about charging hourly and stuff. It really didn't take you that long. Take this, that. All right, well, it shouldn't take you 4 hours. It only take you 3. You get an argument over customers. It's not even worth it. So I would leave that out of even the conversation. Hold on, let me go outside. Put our fajitas on. If you guys got families out there and you're spending a boatload of time, with these families, with your being away from your family, because you're trying to hold on just a second. You know what? Oh, hold on. Check this out. Check this out. Hold on, guys. Ready? Where are we at? Oh, look at that. You're hanging out with me in this romantic. All you queers out there thinking this is romantic. All right. Nothing against queers, I'm just saying. All right, so let's get this meat on. It's still a little too hot. You let it cool down into the barbecue zone. It's in the white zone. So when you're out there trying to make money, oh no, this is okay. Hold on a second. We can do that. Can we do that? Can't do that. That's all right. It'll be all right, right? That's okay. You're full time now, Pee Wee? Man, I knew it wasn't going to take you long, dude. I knew it wasn't going to take you long. Okay. So bidding stuff sometimes can be tricky because there's a lot of things to consider. So on the 850 project today, it took us 4.5 hours. I was banking only on 3 hours, but where some stump grinding, we had to re-stump grind some stuff, and the stuff that particular model stump grinder was a pain in the ass to use. It wasn't self-propelled, and it didn't have the arm that did this. You had to manually do that, then hold that. It's a lot of extra work. I probably could have been done 30 minutes sooner if I had a little bit higher, a little bit better model, but that's all I had. But anyways, because what I rented. Uh, so it was 850. So you take the 850 minus, you know, minus cadence pay, minus the mulch, minus let's see here, minus white rock we did, minus all that, out of that 850. But anyway, so as you're building all that, you're building all your cost into everything. And then like if stuff is, let's just say mulch is $3.33 plus tax. Okay. Well, it's going to be less than four. Just round that bitch to four, or round it to five because you want to pay yourself, you know, a little bit extra for gas, right? So you could do that, or if you're going to do the percentage at the very end, the 30%, the 20%, then don't worry about it. Just still round everything up to the next dollar. Whenever you're doing stuff, whenever you're calculating cost and materials, because it'd be so much easier, you know, when you do that. Anyway, so if it's $12.75 for however many bags of mulch or whatever, just round that bitch to 13. You know, I don't go and buy yards of mulch anymore. I used to first couple of years. I'm like, dude, this shit fucking sucks. You spend so much more time on shoveling, and then you make a huge ass mess, and you're exhausted, and you can't do anything after that. You're like, dude, I got to where I didn't want to do landscape at all. Like, oh, we ain't doing shit. And but now I'm like, you know what? 2 years. So that was the first 2 years. So the last 2 years, I did everything by bags because it's so much easier. The price isn't that much different, and even then, it doesn't matter because the customer pays for it. You're not paying for it out of your pockets. What the fuck does it matter? The cost is what the cost is. That's what I tell customers. How much it's going to cost? Whatever it costs you on materials, it's going to cost me. Or whatever it costs me on materials, it's going to cost you. I just mark up the labor. Okay. And anyways, and that just keeps it simple. So you round it over to the next $1, or if you want to go up, a couple of bucks, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. Just play with that a little bit, and that way you're making a few extra dollars for each thing that you're doing. And then when they give you the money, you keep all your receipts. So when you do all your taxes and stuff, you're able to figure all that stuff out. The balance of everything, the coming and going of the money. All right. Anyways, so that's that. All right. We have a lot of landscaping this week. Tomorrow's all mowing. We got landscape Wednesday, landscape Thursday, landscape Friday, all fucking day. Landscape restoration, flowerbed restoration is what I like to call it, because a lot of digging out, pulling out, clipping, trimming, pulling out the stones, reset, digging out the old mulch. If you have a flower bed and the customer's like, "Can you put some new mulch in there?" and that flower bed looks like shit, do yourself a favor. Like, look, I know you want to add a little bit of mulch in here. I said, but really, it needs to be cleaned out. You need to make room for the new mulch. If you have a border on something that's real shallow, and you start packing mulch on top of that, and it's going to rain, it's going to float off. Mulch is going to float right down the street. No more mulch. They're going to be upset at you. Off, offer that little bit of extra work. Okay, so look, um, yep, we definitely need to add some mulch, but there's some areas in here we need to take out the old mulch, pull the old stones out, um, reshape the ground that's on, maybe lift it up a little bit, add some soil down there, reset the stones, clean out the flower beds, all the weeds, all the this, all the that, whatever, anything's dead that you don't want, we'll pull it all out, and then we'll put fresh mulch in there. I'm telling you guys, it's going to look so much better. And if you get to where at the end of a project you're like, dude, we got screwed. This project sucked. And you're not making enough money to be like, dude, that sucked, dude. We made a lot of money. Then you need to go up on your prices. Here's another key. If you're giving your prices to somebody, they say, okay, man, that sounds great. Let's do it. Your price was too low. Okay. So keep in mind those type of responses from customers. So when you're talking to someone on the phone or in person, you do a tree trimming job, how much you charge to trim a tree here? Well, like for me, our minimum is 200 minimum. Okay, that's before I even look at it. It's minimum 200. Hold on. Not quite there. Minimum 200. So, if you say, okay, you look at it, all right, looking at 450. Okay, man, that great. That sounds great. When you can do it? That means you were the lowest bidder. Okay. You might have been the first bidder, and that just happened to be a good number, and they just didn't know any better. Who really knows? But when you hear it over and over and over again by so many different people, they're not all on the same page. Oh, I mean, what I mean is, you know, chances are you were the lower bidder. So you want to get to that price to where, ah, man, yeah, I mean, I know it's a lot of work and I know, it's a fair price, but, at that time, you could be like, well, have you had other estimates? And if they say yes, okay, what was the quotes? And then they say, well, what's your best job? Just tell me what they were. And if I can match that, I will. If I can't, I'll tell you that I can't. You know what I'm saying? So some people think they're fucking being smart by holding that information back. All it does is makes things fucking harder. I had a landscape project in my yard. My last one. Nice. And so, learn how to uh, navigate through conversation of negotiating. A lot of guys out there don't know how to do that, guys and gals, on the phone or in person. And when you have the right frame of mind when you're talking, the right type of information, and you do it enough, you know how to go in and out. You don't want to over talk. Well, and the tone of your voice when you're using certain words sometimes is not a good thing. It can derail an estimate or derail possible business. Like, well, it's a lot of work, and I mean, it's just a lot. Don't make it sound like you're being put out to do it. Like, well, you got a lot going on here. Let me tell you the difference here. And someone said, say it's $400 for to trim up 2 trees, right? Like $400, that's a lot. Well, I know it's a lot, and you're right, it is. But you got 2 trees here, and you got a lot going on with these guys. I mean, see over here on this tree, you got all these different onesies and twosies, little branches coming out. We're going to clean all of that up as far as we can get, which would be about 15, 20 feet on all these main branches here. These branches up here that comes over the cars like that you were complaining about, the sap and the yellow pollen getting on your car, we're gonna whack that off too. All these other branches, see that one, that one, that one, those are coming off too. These under branches, that's gonna lift the branches above them up a little bit. It's not that it's hard, Mr. Customer. It just takes time and knowing which ones to cut, and then cut a few and take a step back. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now let's go over here. So that takes time instead of just butchering up your tree. This tree over here, not quite as much going on as this one over here, but we got a little bit. So some of the same things going on here, and then you got all these leaves on the ground. So after we dump the branches down, then we got to quarter up the wood. Then we got to throw it on the trailer, tie it down. Then now we got all this mess, these little bitty twigs, the leaves, the sawdust. We're gonna rake all of that up, and we'll vacuum that up with our mower into the bagger system so it's nice and clean. Again, this isn't very hard stuff. It's just very time consuming. Having the skills and equipment to do it, that's where the money comes into. Sounds pretty fucking good, right? Okay, so what if we did this way? Well, yeah, I mean, but it's a lot of work. You know, you'd probably say, oh well, all right, well, I'll let you know. You see what I'm saying? So I know you guys have heard me say this before. It's not what you say, it's how you say it that makes a difference in a conversation. So think about that when you're out there talking to people, when you're out there. What's up, tall grass? When you're out there, what's up, Michael? When you're out there, doing. Hold on, what does that say? When you're out there doing your thing, analyze everything, charge a little bit more, and be like, hey, and then that also covers, having to pay to dump it too. So we're not actually keeping that whole 400, 450. We have to take some of that. We got to pay to the people where we got to dump the stuff too. You know, we got, so then we get to keep what's left over. Anyways, so then I got to pay my guys, this and that. So you don't have to go in full detail, but a little bit of detail. That way people see where the money's going. That's a little different. All they see is $400 going out the door, 450 going out of their pocketbook. If they see where it's going, it's a different story. So I used to do car sales for many years, and I was so fucking good at it. I'm gonna repeat myself. I was so fucking good at it. You cannot reach a sale until value exceeds price. Now think about that when you're out there working. So I'm going to tell you a story here in a minute how I took a customer from mowing, from having his property at 3/4 of an acre being mowed for however many years at $60 a pop. a week to how I charged him 120, and he said, "I'm with you. Put me on the schedule for every 2 weeks." I'll tell you that story when we get right back. Okay. All right. So me and Caden, yesterday was Sunday. We wanted to get ahead of the game for today's mowing. And we ended up not doing mowing. We ended up doing landscaping because the weather was raining this and that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance. Let's switch gears and do this big landscape project today and throw all the mowing onto tomorrow. And so that's what we did for Tuesday. And so yesterday we went and mowed a couple of properties. We went and did this one, and it was 3/4 of an acre, right? And I called and said, "Hey, could we come out a day early?" He said, "Sure." My husband wants to talk to us. So I get out there. They had a shitload of stuff to trim around. I mean, flower pots, this, that, trailers, whatever, tons of trimming, right? Okay. And the grass, that some dude had mowed it with a push mower, and it looked like garbage. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? And anyway, he said normally it's this other guy, but he sends this guy to do it sometimes, and it's just horrible. And I'm tired of doing it. It's been more than once. I said, okay. I said, well, how much do they charge you? He said $60. I go, well, it's really, we're really a lot more higher than that, but fire on my door, turn it off. Very nice, Tom. And I said, well, I tell you what, I don't know how much I'm going to charge you to do your property. He goes, well, why is that? I said, because I want to know how long it's going to take. I want to know how much effort it's going to take to trim around every single thing you have here. And his name's Phil. And I said, Phil, you got a lot going on here. You got a lot of stuff to trim around. That takes time. He goes, yeah, I know. I got a lot of stuff. So now you're getting the customer to acknowledge what you are trying to tell them. Okay. So, because you can use that as your advantage later in the conversation. I'm telling you, I was fucking good at car sales. So, um, so I said, all right, I tell you what, I'm going to honor the same. He wanted me to mow it that day so it looked good and then give him a price. I said, I tell you what, I'm going to honor the $60 which you pay. I guarantee you we're going to do a better job. But I guarantee you that's not going to be the same price after that. I just don't know where we're going to be at. It may be 75, maybe more. I really don't know. He says, okay, no problem. Whatever it is, just tell me. I said, you got it. So, and he only lives like, I don't know, 2 miles from the house. And so me and Caden, I said, all right, buddy, let's start trimming the front and then together on one side of the garage. You divide a house into three sections. You have the right side of the driveway, the left side of the driveway, and the backyard. If you're talking about a big property, you work together per section so nothing gets forgotten. You understand what I'm saying? So work like that per section. Don't go to the next section until that section is done and you communicate with each other. You'll be more efficient that way. You don't have to go and backtrack. Did you get this? Oh, you missed that over there. And then you start looking at everything. Oh, you missed that over there. You don't have that problem. Okay. So, anyways, and then we did that. We trimmed for a fucking hour, dude. Front yard, backyard, the ditch, everything. The edging. I pulled out the stick edger. The guy had stick edge in a long time. That bitch looks so fucking good, right? Hold on just a second, guys. Hold on just a second. All right. Okay. And so, oh, there we go. Okay. And so then we started edging. After we edged and trimmed and everything, then we got to mowing. He grabbed the 36. He did the left side of the front drive, left side of the back half of the house because that's where some extra cars were. And the bigger area for the 72 was a lot more open. So we used that. Anyway, so we spent another hour uh mowing and then blowing, and then tidying up everything. Dude, everything was so fucking clean on that property. So clean. And we got done. And he walks out to I wait for him to walk out to the truck, because I knew he was outside. He was watching us through the window. We had these big ass fucking mowers out there doing our thing. And he comes out the truck and says, dude, my yard looks great. And I said, well, thank you, man. I said, we try to take pride in what we do. And, we really love what we do. So, we want to make sure we do a good job, because people are paying their hard earned money for a service. See, what I just said is acknowledging that his money is valuable to him and to me because he worked hard for it, just like I worked hard for it as well. So those are important things, keynotes there. So then he says, "All right, how much you gonna charge me?" I said, "Phil, I don't even know if I want to do your property because I don't think you're gonna want to pay what I want to charge you." And he goes, "Well, why?" I said, "Because it's a lot of work." Earlier we talked about there's a lot of trimming. He goes, "Yeah, there's a lot of trimming." I said, "It took us an hour just to do the trimming, the front and the back." He goes, "Yeah, I know. You guys have been here 2 hours, 2 hours on the dot to the minute." I said, "Another hour just mowing and make sure we get everything cleaned up really nice, going over a couple areas nice and clean, blowing everything off." I said, 2 hours nonstop. And I said, "If you want us to do this, you're looking at $120. Okay. Whether that's every week or every 2 weeks, but not any longer than every 2 weeks." And he goes, "Okay." He goes, "Well, can you set me up for every 2 weeks? Because you guys did an incredible job. And I'm tired of paying, $6 for a halfway job when I could pay pros to do it, pay more for a top notch quality job. And my yard looks as good as everybody else on the street." And that, my friend, is how you fucking win at this game. So when you're coming out to a property, you go above and beyond every single, listen to what I'm telling you guys. I did this 4 years ago, and that's why I'm this fucking busy. You go over and above and beyond every single job you do. Take the extra 5 minutes because it's not the extra 10 minutes. It's not going to make a difference in your day. I promise you. It's going to make a difference in your pocketbook. It's going to make a difference in the online reviews, which is going to bring you more business. If you're not asking for online reviews or where people hear about you, and can you go and leave a review? Send them a link so they can do it. Make it easier for them. So I'm saying those reviews will bring you money and revenue over and over again. In the flashlight. Woo! All right, we're gonna give a flashlight so I can see what the hell I'm doing out there. Hold on. Gotta check for me. There we go. Maybe a little better. All right, let's check this meat real quick. Right off the side of the turn. Oh, this is the lean. Oh, oh. So juicy. It's so juicy. Okay, so he was all down. Look, feel like I'm fucking at the news station or some shit. Yeah, no pictures, please. No comment. No comment. Fuck off. Okay. Oh, so cute. Of Casey playing. Let's see here. Okay. Anyways, so we got it for 120. Now that's $60 an hour. Can we do it a little faster? I think the next time might be a little quicker because now that we're familiar with the property a little bit, we can move, a little better. But anyways, and then he wants us to do his hedges. Then we talked about this ground cover that he had and cleaning that up. He said, "Man, I like how you did that over here on this flower bed. You went around with the trimmer and you edged it up and got that ground cover tamed back. Looks nice and clean and boxed up on top of the landscape stones." He goes, "I definitely want you to keep doing that." I said, "Sure, no problem." So um, all these things, all these things, make a difference when you're doing your job, and people value that. Mom sent a video. I might need to get off. We only got 3 people on here. People don't even fucking listen to how to make fucking money. So, all right. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, ask them now. I'm about to get off this phone. Because I got meat to handle. I got my babies to talk to. My mom's got the kids this week. My mom's trying to move down here from College Station, so that way the kids can be with her every day and me every day. You know, I only get to see them on the weekends, and it's hard because since the day they were born, I got to see them every day. I got to hold them every day, tell them I love them, read to them, play with them, and I don't. It's me and the fucking dog in the house. That's it, a week at a time. So it's pretty hard, pretty quiet. Danielle did a whole lot when she was here, but anyways, you guys got any questions about business or equipment or anything like that? I want you guys to make more money this year. Don't make the same amount you made last year. You should never make the same amount you did last year. You should be like, okay, how can I make more money this year by not busting my ass as much? Think smarter. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we're gonna get off here, man. I appreciate every one of you. Um, I know I haven't done videos in a while. I just really hadn't had a mood since Danielle passed. Um, and I'm kind of leaving the reception video up there. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. I talked for about 15 minutes, about her and, pretty cool stuff. But, anyways, that's that. And, the meat's almost ready. We're going to eat some fajitas. We'll be out mowing tomorrow. Might catch a couple of snapshots, put it on community tab on YouTube so you can see the pictures. Go where the video and then playlist and then community tab. You can see pictures. Those same pictures, same ones I post on Instagram. Some people don't do both. But anyways, hope you guys do good the rest of the week. Text me, call me, have any questions, whatever. I appreciate all your support. The whole journey, with Danielle and her, battling leukemia. She, I always tell her, babe, so and so, they're all asking about you, want to know how you're doing. She's like, oh, that's so cool. So that was really neat. She had a lot of people that she didn't even know supporting her, and rooting for her, and be like, hey, we really hope things, turn around, and we did till the very last minute. I was hoping, there'd be a turnaround. I didn't give up, not one last, all the way to the last second. But anyways, that's that. You guys have a good rest of the day and the week, and I will catch you later. Congratulations, Johnny Riddle, by the way. Johnny Riddle.